Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about something very important that most guys want to know how to do, and that's how to avoid the friend zone. Before we can really talk about avoiding the friend zone, we need to define the friend zone. Basically, it means that, if you have this girl who's a friend and you're attracted to her in a way that like, you'd want to date her, but she only considers you a friend and nothing more, and you haven't talked about dating or like you being attracted to each other. And if someone ever says, "Oh my gosh, you guys make the perfect couple," there's an awkward silence between you. Like that's one definite surefire way to know that you're deep in the friend zone. Um, a lot of guys, what happens is to get in the friend zone is actually very easy, and getting out is dang near impossible. Like it can be done. Don't get me wrong, but it's very hard. So basically, getting into the friend zone, kind of the easiest way is if you're hanging out with a girl, and like you only go in like group things, and you don't really get any chance to really hang out with her alone in any kind of a dating scenario or anything. So just fun stuff, just hanging out, not any kind of romantic thing. And then another factor is if you're there for her all the time. If she knows that you can be there 100% of the time, like all the time, be there anytime she needs you, and you guys haven't really done any dating, then she's gonna start talking to you about other guys because you're her guy friend, and that can suck a lot because she considers you as just a friend. It's very hard to see like you as boyfriend. I mean, you might be boyfriend material, but she won't think, oh, he could be my boyfriend, that kind of thing. I've had a couple experiences with this. Mostly it was high school. I wanted, I wanted to be there for so many people, and you can't be there all the time. And when you try, like, that's just gonna put you in the friend zone because girls want a little bit of a chase. Like, you want a little bit of a chase when you go after somebody, and they think exactly the same thing. Like, I want him to chase me, and I want to chase him back, that kind of thing. And if you're there for them all the time, there's not really any chase. So, this is also the first step to getting out of the friend zone. But first step to avoiding it is to, not be there all the time. Like, be unavailable. And I'm not saying just like blow her off. Don't blow her off. If she asks you to hang out, try to have plans made before she asks you to hang out, or make different plans. She might be like, "Oh, hey, let's just hang out." I don't know what. It's been so long since I've actually had this happen to me. Mostly because I don't talk to girls. That's why I started this thing. So, she might be like, "Let's go to the mall. I need help finding something weird." And you might have to be like, "Oh, I've got plans with my buddies, that kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna be out doing stuff. I can't help you that day." And don't be the first one to initiate conversation so much, like with texting or calling, like hang out with her every once in a while. But make sure she realizes like you have your own life. That's kind of a big deal. Make sure that another thing is hang out with other girls, like not necessarily like just hang out with any random girl and try to make her jealous. Like, that's not really your thing. I mean, if you really like this girl and you want her, she's gonna need that kind of chase. I'm going back to that. Like, she wants to be able to chase you, and because if you make it too easy for him, then no one's gonna really want that. So, the best way is go kind of like go on a date with another girl. Let's say, it doesn't have to be anything too intimate or anything. Just take another girl out, and then this girl that you're in the friend zone with will kind of realize like, oh, well, what in the world? He's not just mine. And, that's going to help a lot because she's going to think, well, what in the world? Like, he was, oh, I'm so sorry. He was devoted to me. And that's the thing. She's going to get a little bit jealous, but it's not like completely, like overbearing most of the time. And that also, it shows her a little bit like, I'm not committed to you. Like, we're not in a relationship, so you can't really, cut me down or anything. It's, you're not committed to her. She's not committed to you. That's fine. And, she has no right to really be jealous and say anything about it. So then, that's kind of getting out of the friend zone a little bit more, but avoiding the friend zone, it's basically saying, like, fake disinterest. Like, pretend not to really be all that interested in her. I mean, yeah, like you are. Like, don't worry. Don't get me wrong. You're going to hang out with her. You're going to talk to her, but you can't be overbearing and you can't be there for her all the time again because, you might come off as needy. And I am, living proof of that. I've had it happen so often. I've come off probably as needy as they come. And I mean, maybe watching these videos, like maybe you see it too. I don't really know. I mean, yeah, I complain about being single. It kind of blows, but it takes work, and if you're willing to put the work in, it gets easier. So yeah, basically with avoiding the friend zone or getting out of the friend zone, you really need to, it goes back to putting yourself out there. You need to put yourself into, all these different social situations. You need to meet as many people as possible because if you're hanging out with girls, they don't want to think of you as just an option, or you don't want them to think that you're just an option. You want them to think of you as the option. Like, you need to be the choice that is ideal. And really, to do that is to make them think that you're a hot commodity. And that's by doing the disinterest and going out with other people and hanging out with them. And, I'm not saying be a player. I'm not saying that at all. Because, you just need to have your own life. And you can't make your life about them. Because then you're not giving them so much of a chase. And, basically, at some point, you're going to need to have a serious conversation with that person and say, I like you as more than a friend. And, if you're completely set, if you're fine with just being friends with them, then you shouldn't change anything. Because if that friendship really means that much to you, that's great. If you have a conversation and they say, oh, I care so much about our friendship, I don't want to ruin anything. I don't believe that at all. I feel like if your friendship was so good, your relationship would be great. I mean, as a guy, I just think that's how it goes. As a guy who's heard that so many times, I think that's just an excuse for not trying. I think, it's something you do when you're afraid. And, we all get scared. But I think if you're having that good of a friendship, it's probably worth the risk. Because if it doesn't work out, there's nothing that says you can't be friends after a breakup. It never happens. Almost never. You almost never become good friends. Also, living proof again. You try. And one side, either the guy or the girl, they're just not going to want to be in that friendship as much. So, it can be hard. Just remember that to avoid the friend zone or get out of the friend zone, in the end, it's just going to take you talking to that person and telling them exactly how you feel. And I know you might be scared, but you have to do it because it's part of who you are, and they need to start taking you seriously. That about wraps it up for everything I wanted to talk about this video. Once again, I'm sorry these things keep running pretty long. Leave any feedback in the comments below or send me a message. Anything you want to talk about, have anything, any concerns about dating or anything. I'm hoping to answer all your questions. Like my Facebook page if you feel so inclined. I'll leave a link in the description below. I will see you guys later. I'm not really sure what my next episode is going to be, but within the next couple of days, I'll have something figured out. So have a good night.